Hi there, and welcome back to the Design Source podcast. I'm your host, Ben, also known as the 55 guy. Wait a minute, did you just say welcome back? Yes, I did, and that's because you may have been listening to us when we were the 55 podcast, or even way back when we were the Design That Scales podcast. Yes, like Prince, we are reinventing ourselves once again, but there is a good reason for that. So, the reason we're Design Source is that we, like our business, are focusing on one single thing. So if you're joining us from our last episode, which was 4 months ago, the Discovery YouTube ads episode, I just want to give you guys a little update on the business and explain why we're basically changed what we're doing. And if you've heard the title of this episode, you'll know it has something to do with Unlimited, because Unlimited sucks. This time in November last year, we had two businesses. You had 55 Knots, the unlimited design on-demand design service, and we also had what we were launching at the time, which was 55 Mate, a creative outsourcing company where we would find best creative talent in the Philippines for our clients and basically take them on board and then situate them in your business as a dedicated creative resource. Now, since last time we spoke, we have merged the two businesses together. Basically, we've kept the 55 Knots brand. We've opted to go for the 55 Mates, so the outsourcing model, as our actual model. And this is the reason why. So we think Unlimited sucks. And the reason we think that, I'm going to talk from a client perspective, and then I'll talk about our personal perspective. From a client point of view, so if you are a client listening to this and you're still on Unlimited, do recommend you give me a call so we can move you over to dedicated. But the reason we find that Unlimited isn't the best service for clients, and there is many still out there, and I'm seeing many agencies going into this model now. But the reason I think it's not a great service is because the expectations are set way too high before you sign up. So a lot of people that are attracted to the Unlimited model are agencies. I can totally understand why. Unlimited design, really good price point, really great margins for my agency. Seems like a no-brainer. They sign up, they put in a whole bunch of briefs, they realize the service is quite slow, and that the advertising or the plans might be a little bit misleading. They can't seem to get things delivered in time for their deadlines. Their clients are chasing them. Where are you at with this? We're your dirty little secret. You're on the 5th revision with us, and you're not, you're getting in trouble over here from your client, and we're trying as fast as we can to meet your needs, but it's just not a good match. So we find that most of our agency clients that have signed up generally don't have a great experience with Unlimited, but they still are trying all of the services. I've had so many sales calls with people who have tried Design Pickle, Kimp, many pixels, all our competitors, and experiencing basically the same thing. It's just like you were promised this all-you-can-eat buffet. Turns out it's a limited buffet, and a lot of these services limit it in a few ways. So a couple will be one request at a time, which means you can't have multiple jobs going. Others will be based on hours. So we were doing ours based on hours, so you get two or 4 hours a day. And that would depend when you briefed it in as well, whether or not we had the capacity for you that day. But most don't cater to your deadlines, so it's a matter of hoping that you like the first revision when it comes back. Otherwise, revisions could take days and days and days. So generally speaking, if you're an agency and you want to find an affordable design solution, Unlimited might work for you if you don't have completely demanding clients, but generally most of our agency clients didn't like it and bounced pretty quickly. Our smaller agencies that had paid ads stuck around. We've had some for years, but most of the clients that we find are Cities are Unlimited, are small business owners, or businesses that manage their own timelines and deadlines for their own company from a marketing point of view, or even internal marketing teams seem to do well on the service. Now that's the reason why it's not very good for clients. So we always felt like we were struggling to meet our clients' expectations, and we want to be able to deliver. So, but from our point of view, where it really struggled for us is, from what I can tell and from speaking to other owners of similar services, is that this industry has about a 20 to 25% churn rate. So if you are listening to this and you're thinking about setting up your own, do realize that it is a very big hustle culture to be able to create an unlimited service. So we found if we wanted to break even, we'd need to find 20 new clients a month to kind of catered to the ones that were leaving, because unlimited generally doesn't have contracts. It's month to month. It's very flexible for the client, which means you have to find 20 clients a month. You don't know if they're going to stay or they go, because they can cancel. They can sign up today and cancel one day before their billing period. So the landscape of the business can change dramatically within just a couple of days. On top of the churn, you'd also have chicken and egg scenario with capacity. Do you get all these creatives on board to be able to service the clients that you don't know if you're going to get this month or not? And so you might get an influx. You might, I think we had 28 clients sign up once in 1 month, and trying to get the designers on board to be able to service those clients as soon as possible without upsetting other clients is a real challenge, because we won't hire just anybody. We want to make sure they're good quality. So you always have this like cat and mouse, chasing the capacity, the clients first, the chicken and egg. So it was always a bit of a struggle. And I'm a cash flow positive type of guy, so I want to make sure I have the right cash flow so we don't overspend. So that's the reason it was a bit shitty for us. So far the clients got high expectations, they're not being met. We're struggling with capacity and trying to bring in new clients all the time. I also noticed at the end of last year that all of our competitors were doing heavy discounts. And so we start to become a price war, which isn't great when you're like, everyone's like 20% off for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So having to compete with price promos isn't also very good. You end up losing a lot of money there. And then lastly, for our staff, it wasn't very good either. So we found that, in order to be able to stay profitable and to try and not overspend, we had a lot of our times our design team were overloaded, too many projects or revisions coming back. So it was quite a stressful environment for our team and not a very enjoyable one. So that's unlimited, and it's a sexy, exceeded the sex appeal to it from a client perspective, and it's also a very cool thing to talk about as an agency, because it's quite innovative. It is recurring revenue, so it's got it does have sex appeal. But about a year and a half ago, we started to dabble with dedicated, which is basically like outsourcing freelancers. They work for us, but they're dedicated to you, part-time, full-time, or even like micro-time now, where we do 2 hours. So we started doing that about a year and a half ago. We have very satisfied customers, almost zero churn, because the client gets what they need when they want. They manage we manage deadlines. The clients are happy. They're involved in the hiring process, so it's a good match. They get to build a rapport and a relationship with the designer, and they get to really understand their brand. So this year we've changed tack. We're focusing 100% on that model, because we know we can really satisfy our clients with great design. They get their deadlines met. We also know that the designers themselves are generally in a better mood and culture, because their workload is managed. It's one client, set hours, so the designer's happy. And as a business owner running this model, it's still recurring revenue for me, so I'm happy. We're able to, it's a slower process to sign people on, so I can manage capacity and our expenses. So overall, I feel like everybody is happy. So that's why we've changed. And the reason why I've told you all that is because the name of the podcast is changed from the 55 podcast, because somebody already had the name. And it's now the Design Source podcast. And design, because I want to still talk to you about graphic design, marketing, video editing, how to get the most out of your business through graphic design, to design trends. But it's also going to be about outsourcing. Hence the source part, the saucy bit. I want to talk to you guys about how to outsource specifically to the Philippines at this point, how to work with remote creative teams, how to write a good brief for a remote team, how to get the creativity out of a Filipino or a remote worker, because that's a big struggle I see from a lot of clients, is they feel like the creativity lacks there. And if you know how to brief it in to the guys, you will get exceptional work. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about that. So yeah, that's basically it. Unlimited sucks. The new way forward is dedicated, or outsourcing, or remote workers, or freelance contractors, whatever you want to call it. But it's a better model, and I'm really excited to talk to you about it. But I know along the way, we're still going to stuff some stuff up, and I can't wait to talk to you about the stuff ups and then how we overcome them. That's it for me for now. Next episode, I don't know what it's going to be on, so it's a surprise for you, it's a surprise for me. If you have any questions, please drop me an email at benjamin@55knots.com.au. But otherwise, until next time, fair winds and smooth seas.